love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me.
Alright, welcome back. And now that we've got the overly hyped intro done and out of the way, as well as the countdowns to the next races, we can go ahead and dive right into the video. So this week is not going to be so much videos of my training, although there will be some, but I really kind of want to just jump into a topic that I think is relevant to my training, and it could be relevant to your training. So without further ado, let's dive right into Alright, so as we watch the crew kind of get at it at Gray's Lake, we're going to cover the topic, the reality little things. This topic comes on the heels of a few people asking me how I get all my training in for the week, and obviously it's really easy to see the big numbers in the swim, bike, run, and on Strava or in my post, and so those are the glamorous items, but honestly it wouldn't be really possible without having the little details in place. I think that's huge in terms of my recovery and how I perform in the workouts and then on race day. So, and obviously everyone wants to post about all the little things they're doing, but in reality, how many of these things are they actually doing? Because some ideas, they may be great on paper, but if you can't execute them on a consistent basis, it really won't matter in the end. And so I tried to look at it as you have a certain number of little things that you can do no matter what kind of discipline you have. And here's a little chart that kind of I played with, but essentially it shows that like early discipline and minimal little things require very little energy, but you don't really get a high output. And then once you get to a certain level of discipline, it gets easier to stack these habits, although at some point no amount of discipline will reduce the level of effort required. Whereas, with the little things, they just start to stack up. And the more that you stack up, the less time that you have. Eventually, there's no more time available. So the key is to find a manageable number of small things to work on and creating habits through discipline to complete these tasks with ease. So you want to assess, what are you doing right now? Is it still relevant? Do you have more room to add in just a few other little things? And if you do, what should be your priority? So just based on myself, back when I was training for the Blazing 10K, I set aside a few items that I wanted to work on, and one of those was nutrition and strength. And what I did was I worked on a single meal. So this was my lunchtime. I was going to be aiming to get something simple and repeatable that covered my nutrients needed. And simple it was / is. On Sunday, I'll cook a big batch of rice to kind of lay out my meals for the week, and I'll have canned chicken and then frozen vegetables that take like 3 to 5 minutes to warm up. And so this allows me to prepare it last minute, the night before, or even in the morning of, that way I can just zip out of here and have a good meal for lunch versus going to the, convenience store or something like that, or, making something that doesn't really hit the nutrients that I need, because I'm going to be working out in the morning and I'm going to be working out in the evening most days. So I need to be able to get off work and get after it. And without proper nutrition, I would not be able to. So that's just on the nutrient side. Another thing that I picked up was strength. And so, I was able to hit the, weight room at the local gyms pretty consistently, once to twice a week. But that one did fall through for a bit. And I kind of asked, okay, well, how am I going to get this back on track? So I actually started building a very simple home gym. And it doesn't have to be super extravagant. And honestly, it's more about forming that habit. So I am now doing ideally twice a week. Sometimes I'm only able to get one. But I'm doing strength that is focused on, weaknesses that I do have, and they're sport specific. And so I'll probably be looking to expand that, within my reach. Right now, I have a small niggle in my lower back. I've had it for probably a few weeks now. And then I've also had an Achilles that I've been kind of taking care of. I've been scraping it, but really there's still some more things that I could do within my reach. And on top of that, I haven't really done anything for my lower back other than, I see Jake every Monday at Beyond Recovery Massage. But there's definitely room for improvement, and I sit here and I complain about it being sore, but really until I do something about it, I don't really get the option to complain about it. Past that, I'm sure there's something that I'm going to be right now. Like I said in a previous video, I'm working on some mental things, and just kind of taking them bit by bit during workouts, and maybe that's something I'll touch on next week. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting. The reality of little things is there's only so much room and capacity you'll have, no matter how much discipline you'll have. So work on building that discipline in a single habit. Nurture that until it's a habit that you could be stuck in. But then on top of that, you want to make sure that your little things are supporting the big things, and that's how you're going to increase the hours that you are able to put out, and then ultimately you'll be able to increase your performance metrics as well. Right now, like I said, I'm in a pretty good spot. This past week I was able to hit 23 hours with a lot of that volume coming on the weekend. I'm able to hit a 4.5 hour ride, a little bit running off of that, and then on top of that I had a 24-mile long run. At the time of this recording, I've also finished my 5-hour ride that I had today. Yes, it's not Friday anymore. The video took 2 days to make. And then tomorrow I have 26 miles on the schedule. So these are kind of big weeks, bigger than I would normally do. Next week will be our sort of peak week. So a lot of volume, and then I will come down just for a little bit to kind of get ready for Sarasota. And then it's back to back for a little while. I'll have Sarasota. Weekend after that, I'll have the Shamrock Shuffle. I'll have a week off, and then it's over to Oceanside. And so this is why the volume is so heavy right now, because I'm about to get into a race block. And then after Oceanside, we will go back up again, and we will focus on 70.3 Chattanooga. Past that, it's kind of open-ended. Got Drake Relays, 10K coming up, and then we will also have just a few other probably road races sprinkled throughout. I've flirted with the idea of doing Iowa Swim State, but we'll see what happens. I'm trying not to dig myself in a hole this year with too many races. I love racing. We'll call myself a weekend warrior. I just love getting out there and seeing people, putting myself through the ringer and seeing what comes out. But in order to have these kind of peak races, I'm going to need some consistency and volume, and so I think that's going to be key. I'm going to do my best to stay on that path, and then I'll take you guys on the journey with me, as cheesy as that sounds. Thanks again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, this is for you guys. This is for me. We're just trying to get my story out there for people to hear. And I appreciate, again, your guys' support. See you next week.